Alright, hello all you crazy people out there, my name is Dragonite, and welcome back to Harvest December. In the last part, we survived a rather lewd encounter with two classmates of, what's-his-face, Masaki, and in this part, we're going to try and recover from that. 6 in the evening. Let's see, are you still helping your math teacher? My hands were shaking. Gathering the papers together and staple them. Gather the papers together and staple them. That was all I had to do. But I couldn't hold on to the documents properly. They bent, ceased, and scattered everywhere. Exclamation point. I finally broke. Something smashed on the ground. I realized I had thrown the stapler with all my might. Outside, it was snowing heavily. I could hear the wind whistling through the gaps in the window pane. The stove at the back of the room was fizzling. Shut up. I couldn't breathe properly. My chest felt full. I was still hot with frustration. I hated everything. I hated the noise. I hated the teacher for making me do his job. I hated today for being Valentine's. And above all, I hated myself. The paper I had in my hand had patches and wrinkles on them, because the paper had absorbed my tears, causing the pulp to expand and dry that way. I was crying. The stove kept burning. I felt the streams of my cheeks dry, tightening my skin. What? Yeah. Okay. Oh no! I saw my reflection in the window. I looked angry, flushed, and a mess. It wasn't a look that would impress any boy. If I kept staying here, stapling documents, everything would be alright. Everything would stay the way it was. Who was I kidding? I had broken my promise to Kohai. It wasn't going to stay the way it was. Things had gotten worse since I betrayed his trust. But still, the current situation felt better and safer than doing anything else, and I hated the sense of security I had. I thought about what I would do tomorrow. I'd make excuses to the teacher so he'd understand why I couldn't finish the job properly. What was I going to say? Did I use his job as an excuse to run away from other issues? Kohai would forgive me. He would, even if I didn't deserve it. And once he did that, things would be the same again. Everything would be back to normal, and we'd have our comfortable camaraderie again. We'd all be happy friends again. Everything would be fine. Everything would be fine? Aye! The door opened. Why are you still here? The door closed. For a moment, I thought a snowman had walked in. It was Masaki Konno. He was completely covered in snow, and he didn't bother shaking any of it off before coming in. He was wearing an expression I couldn't read. I did my part of the job. Yeah, I knew you would. And what about you, Sanae? Isn't it obvious? Why was I laughing? I hated myself for behaving like it was a big joke. His expression stayed blank. I couldn't do it. It wasn't as easy as I thought. See what a coward I am? I kept laughing. I couldn't stop. It wasn't a big deal. Tomorrow I'd apologize and everything would be alright. Back to normal. Normal. Friends is normal. Oh, come on, say something. I feel like I'm talking to myself. Shut up. Huh? What had happened? The papers went all over the place. He had swiped the entire pile away from my desk. Still, his expression didn't change. Masaki-kun. I was afraid now. He opened my school bag and he took my school bag and opened it, going through my things without my permission. He pulled out the wrapped chocolate. Then he pressed it into my hands. I numbly took it, unable to think for myself. Stand up. He wasn't going to take no for an answer. He grabbed my arm and forcefully pulled me to my feet. You're hurting me! Please! What was I pleading for? Shut up! He began pulling me towards the door. Towards the cold, cold outdoors. Take me away from my warm, safe haven. Let me go! I yelled. I was terrified. Alright. Huh? And just like that, he let go of me. I stumbled forward and steadied myself by the door. I turned cold, pressing my back to the cold, flat surface. Oh, I turned cold. Is on the next line. Pressing my back to the cold, flat surface. Alright, I was trapped. Why are you still here? He asked gently. The teacher wanted me to help him with the documents, I replied automatically, coaxed by his change in tone. Breathe, Dragonite. So you decided to give up on Kohai. My heart froze. No! You said you wanted to change things. I was scared. So you gave up on him. No! Yes, you did, and you betrayed my trust by wasting all my efforts, too. I'm sorry, I'll do anything you say. Why was I so angry when I was in the wrong? I was turning worse and worse, but I couldn't stop myself. Think of this as an experiment. What are you saying? Just some advice a goddess gave to me. So let's do an experiment. What? You told me you'd do anything. How about being my girlfriend instead? A loud bang. Masaki-kun had hit his palms on the door, but just above my shoulders, trapping me. I flinched at the sound. He towered over me. He suddenly looked so big. I wanted to scream for help, but I had lost my voice. You said you'd be my mistress before. I'll just take up that offer as an apology. Uh-oh. Yeah, Yuki won't forgive it. Maybe I'm just curious to see how she would react. His voice was as cold as ice. His lips twisted into a nasty smile. Yuki and Shiro are different. They're powerful. What happens when a normal girl like you just gets added to the equation? How would Yuki react? How would Shiro react? I want to find out. Jerk. I didn't feel guilty about betraying him anymore. Are you talking about yourself? Huh? Come on, you're being so easy. If you can't handle a small jab like that, you sure as hell won't be able to handle Yuki. What about Yuki? Let's see I make you mine. Yuki finds out. She gets angry at me, and is that it? Do you think you'll be excused? She'll be livid. And I'm sure she'll have no reservations expressing her fury on a friend that has just betrayed her trust. Nothing will ever be the same again. You're horrible. You're horrible. Like I said, you're talking about yourself, and I don't even care what you think of me now. I felt my energy drain away. What was this monster before me? I didn't think I could fight back. He could do whatever he wanted. For starters, his hands moved away. For a moment, I thought he was letting me go. Exclamation point. Maybe I'll just eat this. He took away the Valentine's Day gift I was hugging to my chest. I'm sick of eating red bean paste now, but I wouldn't mind some chocolate. His fingers reached toward the tied ribbon. If he gave it a tug, if he tore away the wrapping. It wasn't meant for him. It wasn't what? Oh, that's the same line with an exclamation point. No! I lunged for it. You're too slow. My hand sliced through the air. He had stepped back, holding the Valentine's gift over his head. That was a warning. He then placed the gift into my outstretched hands. Here. Why did he give it back to me? If you really are going to give up, the next time I really am going to take it away. Then he gave me a genuine smile. Huh? He didn't say anything else. He was waiting. Was I going to make my move? Was I going to give up? What should I do? What should I do? What was I thinking? I had already made my decision. By fighting to take back the chocolate from him. It was so obvious. I had regained my courage again. I'll go now. I turned around and clutched the handle of the door. The cold metal sent a shock through my fingers. It was a reminder that the cold world was waiting outside. I was still scared. But my body could move. If I could move, I could do this. Are you sure you know what you're doing? His voice echoed from behind. It was a warm invitation. You don't have to do this if you don't want to. But I wasn't going to fall for that anymore. I'm going to be Kohai's girl. I'm going to be Kohai's girl. Words. I spun around and stuck out my tongue at him. Again, you guys are in what grade now? I opened the door. I took a step forward. You have my full support on that, he called after me. I wasn't afraid of him anymore. But what you're trying to do now isn't quite your style. I realized he was encouraging me, pushing me forward in his weird way. It made me happy. Think about the speed, your pace. Take your time, Sanae. I nodded and ran. Alright, that's the end of this section. How long have I been going for? This has been 8 minutes. I'll do another one. I ran down the stairs. I couldn't believe how light I felt. I ran to the back of the school just in case. If he's still there, I have no idea how I'm going to react. I would run through the back gates straight to Kohai's house and... Well, there goes that. Kohai! I didn't have to run anymore. He was standing there covered in snow. I thought I was going to freeze to death out here. Why? I ran up to him and dusted the snow off his shoulders and hair. My hands burned from the cold, but I didn't care about that. Not just now. What do you mean, why? I'm 3 hours late. Why did you keep waiting for me? He was shaking like a leaf. Oi, but you're not the only one that told me to wait here. Just because of that? You said you'd come, so I waited. He had no idea how much those simple words meant to me. Ugh. He shuddered and tipped forward. Kohai! I grabbed him to stop him from falling. He was cold as ice. Whoa, Sanae, you're warm. Man, you're so warm, you feel so good, he exclaimed happily. I felt his arms wrap around my waist. He was trying to warm himself by hugging me like a teddy bear. You're warm too, liar. I'm partially freeze-dried by now. I'm not lying. Kohai remained Kohai. I felt so relieved, all of the anxiety and nervousness I had melted away. Melted away? I remembered something. Chocolate. Oh! I pushed him away from me. Hey, don't do that, I'm still freaking cold and gonna die. This. Oh, that was the picture in like the introduction sequence that I thought was a gun. I handed him the wrapped gift. What's this? Don't you know what today is? Oh. Even Kohai knew about Valentine's. I made only one this year. Good. I made only one this year. I only made one this year. Huh? I only made you chocolate this year. For you. Really? Thanks. It was the same response I got from him last year when I handed out chocolates to everybody in class. Yeah. Silence. That's it. He was flipping the present over and turning it sideways, studying it with curiosity etched on his face. Well, I have to get back now. I've got to help Mom in the kitchen. I turned around and ran. Sigh. Sanae! I stopped and looked back, hopeful. I thought you were going to tell me what was bothering you lately. What is it? Oh, good lord, Kohai. Alright, water. Her response wasn't what I was hoping for, but then... Take your time. Her response? His response? His response wasn't what I was hoping for, but then take your time. Alright. I remembered Masaki-kun's words. I could say something now. I could just say it, and change everything in this instant, but that wasn't my style. Sanae? The clue is in your hands. I pointed at the chocolate he was holding. See you tomorrow! This time I kept running and I didn't stop. What was that all about? Kohai remains Kohai. Well... How long have I been recording now for? I've been doing this for like 12 or 13 minutes. Alright. Because I feel like this is the end of the chapter, I'm just gonna keep going. Sanae Marino ran without stopping, but she didn't run out of breath. She didn't know where she got that energy from, but she managed to keep going. She ran. Ha ha! She laughed. Take your time, Sanae. I should hurry, I should do it now. She had tried to make a change overnight, to make things happen immediately as soon as she had made her decision. But that wasn't who she was. Kohai wouldn't change. Sanae wouldn't change. It was this reason why he could let down his defenses and hug her so easily. How nice. He teased her thoroughly and hugged her with no reservations because he knew he would be forgiven. It wasn't something he could do just because they were friends. Kohai's idea of a friend was a lot deeper than what she thought it to be. She believed so too. No, she knew so. By the way, I don't know how loud the music is going to be when I edit this video, but this is definitely like the end of chapter music, so I think we're getting close to the end of February, even though it's only halfway through. She believed so. No, she knew so. It was something that they had, something that had accumulated over the years and years of being together. She had changed that day. She had changed infinitely in order to make the change in the future. Make a change in the future. That's why she knew she did alright. Valentine's didn't move things as fast as she wanted. It was only a small step, but it was alright. I love him! Her shout of joy was quickly absorbed into the snow, but it forever rang within the walls of her heart. How nice. Epilogue. Alright, I'm gonna read the epilogue in a separate video, even if it's not gonna be that long. I hope you all enjoyed that. My name is Dragonite. That was quite an adventure, and I will see you all later.